1.
You have a lot of different options when it comes to making quizzes in Canvas. So I'll just run through the basics of making the quizzes, but if you want further help with making quizzes, I'm happy to sit down with you and go through them and create the type of quiz that you're looking to create. Or if you go on the left-hand side under Help, you will also find information there. If you just search for quizzes, it will answer pretty much any question about how to set up the type of quiz that you're looking to create. So if you have modules set up and you want to put a quiz under a certain module, you do it just the same way as creating an assignment there, and you would hit Add Quiz instead of adding an assignment. So we'll just call this Unit 1 quiz, and then you'll want to choose if it is formative, summative, or non-graded. So we'll just go that this one is formative. And then you'll go into Edit the quiz. Oops, it should be called U1 there. Quiz instructions, you can add any further instructions for the quiz that you want to here. You can embed videos or links or anything that they might need. A rubric you could put there. You'll want to choose what type of quiz this is. It can either be a practice quiz or a graded quiz or a survey. You will want to sync this to SIS. Shuffling the answers will be where each student gets a separate order of the answers. So that might be something that you would want to put on there. And then the time limit, if you want them to only have 10 minutes, 5 minutes, however long, allowing multiple attempts. So last year I gave my level 3 kids a weekly quiz and they had 3 attempts at it. So you can choose however many attempts you want them to have. And then you can also keep the highest score or the most recent score or the average of all of their scores. But if you just want them to take it just the one time, then do not choose to allow multiple attempts. And then letting the students see their quiz responses. This one is one that I would probably mark as only once after each attempt so that students can't log back into the quiz later and show other students those. And then same thing with letting students see the correct answers. So you could hide the correct answers at a certain time, or you could just remove that and then during class the next day go over the answers or something with that. And then you also have the ability to show only one question at a time. Requiring an access code is probably something that you will want to put on the quiz. So you can lock the quiz until students come into class and you give them the passcode. So you can have that be a random number or whatever you want to do for that. And then students can see that there's a quiz, but they can't get in it until you give them the access code. And then same thing, you could assign this to 1 hour and have it due at a certain time and then a different hour at a different time. We're just going to assign this just to the Canvas training class for the example here, and then we'll save and publish that. Then to add in the questions, you have a lot of different the types of questions that you can do on a quiz. So if we just do it in the most basic form, you would hit new question and you have all of these different types of questions that you can do. So let's say we do a multiple choice question and it is, what is your favorite season? And we'll have this worth 1 point. And the correct answer we'll say is summer. And you can add feedback to the answers as well. So if a student chooses summer and you want them to receive some type of feedback for choosing that correct answer, you can say something there in the comments. And then when they choose that answer and they submit their quiz, they'll get some feedback based off that answer. And then we can have winter and fall and spring. So let's say for winter, if we want to give them any feedback, we can say that's too cold. And then if you want to give them any feedback on those other ones. It's important that you hit update question after each question that you make to make sure that that question saves. So that will be our first question. And then we'll add another question here. And again, you can make it a multiple choice or you can do any of these types of questions. So let's say our next question is a statement that says school is fun, and we'll put that at 5 points. And our correct answer is going to be true. If you wanted the answer to be false, then just select the arrow here. And when it's highlighted in green, that means that it's the correct answer. And then we'll add another new question. And the fill in the blank, let's go with roses are, and then the answer will say red. And maybe if they also put in pink, we would also allow that as another possible answer. And maybe they could also say roses are yellow. So that means that if they type red, pink, or yellow into the space, they're going to get the correct answer for this. If they spell them wrong or anything like that, then they are not going to get this question correct. But you can go in and you can give them partial points by going into SpeedGrader and giving them points back for spelling mistakes. But on their end, it's going to look as though they got it wrong. You also can make fill in the blank questions. So if we say today is, and then you have to put these brackets around the questions. So today is, tomorrow is, and then you can just label the blanks whatever you want them to. In this example, they have colors are going to be the answer, so they call it color 1, color 2. I just always say blank 1, blank 2. Tomorrow is, and then whatever day, and the next day is. And then make sure that there's no blank or no space between your words here. So it would go like that. And then you type your answers down here. So today is Monday, and we're going to say that that's the possible answer. If you have a different answer that you would also accept for that, you would put that here. But we're only going to take just Monday for that. And then in blank 2, the only answer that we're going to accept is Tuesday. And then in blank 3, we are going to take the answer Wednesday. And then remember to update the question. With those multiple fill in the blank questions as well, so I have this whole question worth 1 point. If you want to say that there are 3 questions here, no matter how many they get right or wrong, it's worth out of 5 points. Canvas will automatically adjust the scoring to give them the half points out of the 5. So since we have 3 questions, we can just say that it's worth 3 points. But if you want this to be worth 10 points, then Canvas would give them that number of points accordingly so that the whole question comes out as 10. So here are my questions I have so far. So this is worth 1 point. This one was worth 5 points. This one's worth 1 point. This one's worth 3 points. You can add a new question group, and I haven't messed around with this one too much, so you might want to go into the help for more help on this, but this would be where they have a certain number of questions that they pick to answer. So let's say that they pick one question and they get 1 point per question. Then you have to add